stayed awake last night, 'cause I couldn't close my eyes and see you another night. I drove myself crazy thinking you'd take my wildest dreams and tear them all to the ground. So I tried to create a decoy world for you to destroy in my mind. You could stay and believe you're tearing me apart while I'm coming to life, while I'm coming to life. Couldn't keep the secret. You found my darkest demons and brought them out in the light. So I ran to all the preachers, despite having every reason to shut down and mobilize. So I prayed to the gods for one last saving grace against all odds, and I built an escape using all my energy just to come back to life, back to life.
We all wanna be a little stronger. Each fall takes a piece out of our hearts. So I'll run away, away into the darkest parts of me. I need a change desperately. I thought love was a lost art till you showed me some sanctuary. Now I never wanna let you go, never gonna let you go until we're both those souls running out for love. You were there with open arms when I thought love was a lost art. When I thought love was a lost art. Empty heart.
Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to to the ACRL League again. We're back on Assetto Corsa after a week's hiatus to the iRacing League. And we're at Nurburgring here, the GP circuit. None of the Nordschleife included. So, joining me today is Jeffrey. You were racing last week, but this week, you've decided to join me on the broadcasting bench. You looking forward to this race?
I don't know if you know about the iRacing Porsche Super Cup, but that race was very, I would say, interesting to say the least, because I think there was a wreck probably every few turns, something like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully this race will be about as interesting as that. But we'll see.
You're hoping for some wrecks then, are you?
I don't know if I should actually hope for that, but you know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it should be an exciting one either way. We did have a bit of a mess in some regards over back in back in the Donington track in that second race. I did lose it a little bit. There was a few glitches in terms of people losing wheels. So hopefully we'll have a cool, calm, and collected race today. No childish giggling. No wheezy laughs. Hopefully, but yeah, I've completely missed out the talk about practice because I was a bit late today and I couldn't be bothered. So, so we do have the race. Well, the qualifying coming up, I should say. I believe it actually has just started, as all the drivers make their way out now, and we will bring that to you live in picture form. Maz Boomer going to be the first one to take to the track, so he's been very stellar. Did he win the second race as well at Donington? I know he won the first one in flying colours. I can't remember if he won that second race, a sprint race as well or not. Can you?
You know, I can't remember because I retired early.
Oh, right. So... Sorry to bring that one up.
Shots fired.
So, Jeffrey, how did your Donington go? No.
Guys, it's going to be the rest of the stream. Trust us. This is going to be real, I don't even know what to call it. We're just going to be giggling the whole time.
Yeah, it's been a long weekend. I mean, there's not really much to talk about right now yet, because we are just waiting for the drivers to all make their way around the track, so... it's going to be Baz to take the line first by the looks of things in our lovely White Bikes sponsored car. Lovely, luckily there's no Rich Energy cars on the track.
There it is.
It was going to come eventually, why not bring it out now? That red car of Basley is actually very close to the back of Boomer when starting lap, I believe. So
yeah, I might be trying to get that draft.
Yeah, backs off a little bit actually coming out of that last corner, but just looked very close at the beginning. A little lock-up from Baz actually as well into that first corner. Nothing major for him on that. Made it round.
Looks like everybody's locking up into the first turn there.
Yeah.
Quite a few at least.
Obviously track grip probably not going to be at its best for the weekend. But it's should have rubbed in a little bit from that practice session. Couple cars still in the pits. BMW, Voffel still in the pits, and SuPM actually as well, who I think made one lap and then came back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, there's so many lock-up marks coming into that hairpin at the bottom of the hill as well. Before the Schumacher S's, there's just streaks of those black marks, skid marks all the way down. I have a lot of dealings with skid marks, me. But it's looking like a very clean lap from Tom here. He's actually set a session best in that second sector. 6/10 Quicker
Yeah,
than...
so Baz with the session best in the first sector, and Tom with the session best in the second.
Yeah, so it should be a good fight to the flag here. Well, to the line, not the flag yet. Tom looking a little bit better in this third sector, actually. Baz lost a lot of ground to him. So it seems like Tom might be able to get the upper hand on this first lap. And yeah, a few tenths faster. That's lovely for Tom starting out the qualifying session strong. Is Luca running a Braun-inspired livery there? Or is that... No, never mind. I just got an actual proper look at it. It's nowhere near a Braun livery. The front of it looked very white and yellow. But then there's a lot of blue. So, never mind that, eh?
Yeah, I don't think Braun was prepared with that well for livery. Especially with the short amount of time that they had.
Yeah, I mean, people remember it though. That's the thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I mean, I obviously didn't remember it that well because I just mistook Luca's car for it. But is it looking like they're going to go for a second lap on straight away, or are they going to back off, maybe go to the pits and come out for another afterwards, or?
Well, Baz has got straight up 2 purple sectors already.
Well,
so...
that's that question answered. Then he's going straight for another one.
Yeah, Tom with the not a very good middle sector there. Goes back to the pits. Whew. That's quick.
Yeah, 42.689 is very quick indeed. Is it just me, or is the audio for these cars very quiet from the outside?
You know, I actually had to turn down quite a bit, so...
I'm going to turn them up, because... How about 5? Let's go for 5 on the master. Nah, this still sounds very quiet. Like, this car I'm spectating feels like it's... I can only hear it when it's right in front of the camera. Like, as soon as it's driving past, but I can hear, like, all the other cars. It's weird. It's very weird. Oh my god, there are so many lockups in that hairpin at the bottom of the hill. There's just so many.
Oh my gosh, Baz gets another purple sector. 2 more. Okay, 2 more. Just kidding.
Yeah,
He's gonna go
you'll
even
love
quicker.
to see it. You'll love to see it. These qualified sessions are a lot quicker than the GT3 season ones, so there's a lot of quick fire laps coming in, as we're only got 8 minutes remaining.
Yeah. Pretty big space to the top 3 there. Be surprised if either of those 2 other guys come up and try to taunt or try to get a little closer there.
Yeah, BM
Ooh,
Major is
just
actually
0.4.
putting. Yeah, BM Major putting a good lap as well, getting ahead of Tom Basley there. Yeah, and getting a little sideways up through the Schumacher S's there in the slipstream of that car ahead. That was a little bit dicey for him. Ooh,
So
and again, just a bit over the grass. Sorry, carry on.
Sorry. I'm assuming Baz and Bien are both in the same team, right?
Yes, that's Supernova,
Because
isn't
they're
it?
both running the same skin there.
That Supernova white bikes livery. It's very nice. There's actually like, I was saying it last race at Donington. There's actually about 6 of those cars, the Supernova cars. But there's 2 of the orange ones, there's 2 blue ones, and there's 2 red ones, if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Either way, they're P1 and P2 right now, so that team's looking pretty good.
For some reason, they've got a Football Manager 2020
Yeah,
sponsorship
I was
on
wondering
there.
about that.
Now, who do you think is playing that? Which one of them do you think is a big Football Manager fan?
Ooh, being getting a purple first sector.
Indeed.
And Rafael Silva getting P3. I don't think I've seen him up there for much of the time.
No, he's relatively sort of unknown. At least by me, anyway. I don't see him much. Whether he's just in the different splits or...
I believe he's considered oversteer in Discord.
Oh, is that oversteer?
I just realized that. Yeah.
V for
I was like,
Vamos,
wait a second.
indeed. Yeah, he's the one who he's always checking in but not turning up, or oh no, sorry, it's doing all the practice but not checking in, isn't it? So he ends up not turning up because if he gets to check in for the races, he wouldn't get assigned a race server. It's happened like 3 times in the last like 5 races, I think, which is a delight, a treat. We end dealing with a lot of oversteer there through that final corner and through the chicane as well, but. Slight improvement for him. Tom Basley has jumped up ahead of him as well.
Yep. Starting to get pretty tight up there now.
Very tight indeed. Luca Betto's doing quite well, up in P7. He's another person who's not been around much. As I say that, he's just... He's just completely launched it across the gravel there. So he was doing well. He's been still in P7, but his car's just had a trip across the grass.
It's turned into a lawnmower.
Yeah, cutting it with that low front wing. But he's one who's not been around much, not really taken part in many races recently. So it's nice to see his name back on the menu for today. So I can rinse him to infinity and beyond. It's interesting, 4 minutes left on the clock for this qualifying session. Tom Basley's currently in pit, so I'm assuming he's probably going to come out for a couple flying laps at the end with some very nice new tires. Rubber. And as I say that, he is now out on track. He's come out in a bit of traffic though, so he'll have a lap to sort that out.
Baz does another purple first sector.
He's just on a charge right now. I don't know how he's this quick, but he is.
You don't question it.
He just is. Now he sets his personal best, his session best. Second sector, 2 tenths quicker so far. And he's obviously just decided he's bored of being P1 by only... Yeah, bored of being P1 by only 3 tenths.
That was. Somebody got a massive shunt into the chicane there.
Oof.
See who that was.
So all I can say is oof. Yeah, and he does go just over a tenth quicker.
Oh my gosh, so many lockups in T1.
Yeah. Tom Baz is going to be going on to his flying lap pretty soon.
It still has a car in front of him.
Yeah. We want his back up just a little bit, but I think he does have a car behind him as well. He's got a little bit of space, but... So actually, the guy in front actually spins out, so that's perfect for him. And look at this line he takes. It's to maximise that grunt down that main straight, get to that top speed as quick as you can. Let's see if he does lock up into this first corner.
Nope.
Looks all right to me. See whether he can actually challenge that time of Baz. He needs to find 4/10 though, which is going to be a big feat for him. That sounded really condescending, that for him at the end, didn't it? That's going to be a big feat for him. No, but for anyone, it's going to be a big feat to catch up to Baz there.
He's only 2/10 off in the first sector there, yeah.
But that's still 2/10 in a third of the lap. That was the sector he was slowest on. So perhaps you can recover some of it later on. At least close that gap so it's not feeling like a huge gap in an unwinnable race. Oh, never mind. Baz is running a bit faster. 42.274 for him. So now it's a little bit of over 4/10 of a gap.
Okay, well, what I was going to mention was that setups can sometimes make a part of the lap faster than others for certain people, but I don't think that's a factor now.
Nope. I mean, Baz is just fast everywhere, isn't he? He's fast everywhere. Ooh, very high over the curbs there for Tom. Ooh, and massive oversteer on the exit as well.
Yeah, he's pushing hard.
Yeah, not enough to close the gap. He goes 0.003 of a second slower than his best so far. The Mayor is on a lap as well, but he's not improving. He's currently half a second down on best, so. Yeah, these cars definitely have some... Oh, someone spins out of the back there. Who was that?
Yeah.
And onto the main straight. Don't know who that was. Perhaps just pushing a bit too hard. Could have been Luca Bebeto. No, it wasn't. He's still on the track. For once. Let's see if Luca can actually improve here. He's currently in 9th. Oh, look at that smooth driving input from the Italian. Love to see it. He's hardly moving that steering wheel. It's not quite touching these apexes. Gets that one. He's just over 6/10 down on the best. He might still be able to move himself up if he gets a good a good last sector here. So he just doesn't overdrive it. Looks pretty clean to me. Ooh, a snap oversteer there. Manages to collect it. And he does improve, goes into P6, so a few positions gained. Nobody else currently on laps. So that is going to be the end of that session, and we'll go through a rundown of those qualifying results now. So, leading the charge, as usual, is Baz Boomer, or Baumer, as he actually prefers to be called. That's his actual name. Alongside him, Tom Basley. Bien Major in 3rd. Rafael Silva in that 4th position. Yannick Muller, Luca Bebeto. Michael Kunda-Kikolo in 7th. And Phil Vitt in 8th. Phantom and Voffel will line up on that 5th row of the grid. Behind them, Supiam and Dirk. And then Dangen Paul Prekup will line up in 13th or 14th. Puma, Jonas Koberstein fill out the 8th row of the grid. And Bremer, Soggy line up behind them. Mario Howard, Freddie in 19th and 20th. Sylvian Villette and Brad, they are going to be in 21st and 22nd. And Edward Buers and Benny Banane, what a name, the 23rd and 24th. And then I didn't get to see the end because it cuts off too quickly because I forgot about if it goes on to the final page. But I'll show you. I'll run you down them anyway. It's going to be Alan Snyder, Double L Phil, and Marky Chan in those final few positions in 25th, 26th, and 27th. So that's going to be how they line up for the grid. We are just waiting for that to happen.
And Baz Booma thought he was in F1 2019, apparently.
Is that a joke about the easiness of it, or?
Somebody asked him what game he's playing. That's what he answered.
Oh. What a joker. Voffel asking why nobody else uses softs, and he lines up in P10. So I think that answers your question, Voffel. Please don't get started on fan boost. That's going to be a. Please don't bring fan boost to this sort of race. How would that even work in Assetto Corsa? Just give one person a better car for a race. Get me in there. Give me a an F1 car. It's a fair race. Fan boost me out. That'll be a good one.
I think something to talk about is at the middle of the field. And there it goes. Okay, well, I was going to say, I think 18th through... Actually, it was further than that. I think it was like... It was probably like 24th through maybe 10th was about within a second or two. Which is not too bad.
Yeah, so that's all right. Could deal with a race like that. Get a bit of a hot wheel-on-wheel action.
As I still cannot reset the pits. Okay. Luckily, I'm in the back of the grid.
That's a yikes from me. Oh, look at him. It's so depressing as well that the people at the back of the grid start round the corner, round that last corner. Like, oh, could you not just like move the start line a bit further forward? But no, they cannot. We do have a 35-minute race coming up as that brings us a bit closer to normality again. It's basically, this is a feature race, 35 minutes if you're not familiar with it just yet. And then coming up afterwards, after a short break, is the 25-minute sprint race. And that will have the top 8 reversed on the grid. So if you finish in that top spot in race 1, you'll start P8. If you finish in P8, you'll start in the top spot. If you finish P7, you'll start in second position for that second race. So makes it a little bit more exciting. Stops Baz just completely dominating things straight from the get-go. But we do have the lights on. Well, they're off. Wait for them to come on. And we're ready to get underway. And away we go. What kind of start can Baz make? It's pretty good off the line. As he come down to first corner, Tom Basley in his slipstream. Can he make a run down into that first corner as he head behind the barrier? He's side by side. Tom taking the outside. Baz going to be able to hold the inside line as he tried to work the way through that first corner. Someone's going a little bit wide in the background, but Baz still hanging with Tom here. And there's a little bit of a touch. Oh, and Baz spins around. Oh, no, that's devastating for the leader. And Tom goes as well, but he's going to spin into the traffic. No, he manages to keep it onto the grass, and that is the two leaders out of the race, and he spins again. Was that a clip from behind in that one? I'm not sure, but that has promoted Luca up to P4. What a madman. The Italian might be able to get a podium here. Well, actually, he's now in third, but he gets a tap. Oh, no. He spins and he's clapped at everyone. What is happening? Stop hitting each other.
Oh, my God. It's a traffic jam. Oh, somebody's stuck. Puma's stuck, and he's back to the pit. Oh, there's more sends.
Oh no, please. side by side for the Schumacher S's. This isn't going to end well, is it? But we actually managed to get through cleanly, and Jonas Koberstein now on the tail of... Oh, and he's clipped the back! Oh, no! Was that Baz he just clipped? Who was that he just clipped the back of and sent? Oh. It may have been Baz actually, and there's more contact in the back of the field. I think that was Was that Freddie in contact there at the back? I'm not sure.
Oh, people going wide in this chicane. And it breaks down. Here we go. This is the content we all want.
How many collisions was there on that first lap? I just want it to stop.
Probably, oh gosh, probably like 10.
Yeah, it must have been double digits. Thank God the stewards have stopped reviewing those lap 1 instants after the first race. It happens after the second race is done, so thank God for that. We won't have a 20-minute wait between the races. Oh, as we watch Jonas Koberstein alongside Soggy here as he goes down into the hairpin at the bottom of the hill, manages to get the position with a little bit of a lock-up, and that's actually allowed Benny Banani through as well, who's worked his way up to P10 now. So that's a good bit of work from him. As if we look down at the bottom of the order here, we have Tom Basley, Luca Babetto in 23rd and 26th. They were people who looked prime at the start of the race. Baz is in 16th currently, so he's not come off worst out of everyone. But it's still not great either. Look for a little bit of jostling coming into this chicane, side by side. Is this going to actually work out fine for them? As there's one around the outside of Soggy here. This camera is watching a gravel pit, and Soggy actually loses his position to Yam there. Super Yam with a super overtake. I've actually regained consciousness now, so hopefully we'll be underway with a bit of good, clean racing. As Baz is actually making... Was that a double overtake from Baz? Managed to get past 2 into that first corner, as he is on a charge back to regain some positions. Currently in 13th now. Has Soggy and Supiyam ahead of him. Currently, though, it's BM Mayor leading the way. Out in first has Kunda Kigolo in P2 behind him. And Phil Vitt in third, so they've made good on that opening lap mayhem.
Looks like Tom is struggling back there. Not
Yeah,
sure if
he
has
might
damage
have.
or not.
He might have some big damage. So I think he took a couple hits on that opening lap. The initial was with Baz, and that looked relatively small. But I think as he rejoined or slid back across the track, he may have collected someone else. We have a car going a little bit wide there. That's like Supiyam. Now he's going to be under effect from Soggy here, I believe. Spaz is now... Oh, what a slipstream. There must have been damage on that car because he just glided past down that back straight kink place. I do not know the correct term for it, but it's there. And it's a kink. Baz looks like he's going to set up for a better exit out of that final corner. Try and make the move onto Supiyam. He does look to the inside, and Supiyam gives him a bit of room, but he actually cuts him off at the apex there, so Baz will have to back off out of that attack and sit in 12th for a little longer. Was that a car spinning up ahead? Yes, it was. Who is that that's fallen down the order? That is Benny Banana, who's had a spin and is off on the infield. Baz actually makes the overtake on Supiam there, down into that hairpin, gets down the inside of Supiam and makes it stick, and now they head up towards the Sumac RSs. Baz now in 10th position as he continues on his comeback trail. He has 3.5 seconds to the car ahead. That will be Jonas Koberstein. He's actually trailing a pack of cars here. And BMO keeps putting in these fastest laps, but I think now that Baz is in a bit of clean air, he might be able to make some fastest laps on his own, because he has been stuck in those dirty air of the car ahead. As Voffel attempts to have a little sniff up Soggy's inside, but can't make anything stick.
It's looking like BN's probably going to run away with P1 here. I don't think, looking at the times.
Yeah, he's really probably got this race in his hands right now. Is building that gap to Kunda Kagalo behind him. So we'll see how that transpires for them. But it should be BMO with a good first race. I think he was holding the lead in that in the sprint race at Donington and ended up, I think, losing connection or losing the car. I can't remember which one. Ooh, Jonas! Very close to the car ahead. Almost touching the back of Mario Hauer there. Manages to bail out of it just in time, though. Meanwhile, up at the front, there's a battle emerging now between Rafael Silva and Phil Vitt. Silva on that charge against Vitt. Down the main straight, I'll see what he can conjure up in some sort of attack. Nothing in this lap, at least not down into that first corner. Silva using all of that track and a little extra there, in fact, trying to close up this gap. So you race these cars in Donington. How do they feel when chasing a car ahead? Because obviously very aero heavy. How are they in terms of being able to follow through those corners?
You know, honestly, they're not. I don't think they're that bad. They might not be as bad as you think. They do have a little bit of wash, but typically it's more. They have, I guess, a lot more of a draft than they do any sort of wash, in the sense that you lose front downforce. So, like, if you're trying to go through a turn, you might actually overestimate how fast you're going just because of the draft that's getting put on you, basically. So, I mean, it's not actually honestly that bad overall. I haven't really noticed anything when I was going to drive at Donington and on practice sessions and all that stuff. So
yeah, so it's mostly just benefits rather than any sort of drawbacks to following a car ahead.
Yeah, I personally haven't really noticed anything.
Interesting. Well, Supiam making a move on Benny Banane there. Gets it done into that chicane. And he will regain a position. Up into 14th now. You know, Tom Basley's also making a move. Coming out of that same chicane. Trying to find a way past Brad. AA10. But he will have to concede to Tom in the end and might actually lose a position here to... who's that behind? It's Jans Muller behind.
3 wide.
Yeah, 3 wide down into the first corner. Tom around the outside. Oh, is there a bit of a squeeze? Yeah, there's some tyre rubbing. Oh, Tom is not going to like that one, and is he going to hold it? He does manage to regain it.
A little bit of a shuffle going on here.
Yeah, Bit of roulette. Bit of F1, well, F3 roulette. These little cars. See who'll come out this lap. That's actually Luca Beto now, ahead of Tom. He's managed to make his way past in that little fiasco. Tom rides up this wheel all the way up that sort of turfing on the outside of the entry to that hairpin. That's interesting. Using a lot more track than the others ahead of him. Follows them through the Schumacher S. I wonder what's going to happen now into this section. It's the final sector. Tom getting very close to the back of that car of Luca Babetto's.
Luca doing a good job under pressure there.
Yeah. Sorry, should I try that with a little less surprise in my voice? No, I love Luca. Probably my favourite Italian.
Baz gets up to 7th. It's nice
Yeah.
move in T1 there.
That was on Bremer, who actually loses the car a little bit coming out of that second corner.
We're starting to see a ton of walk-ups here. This can be slightly interesting towards the end here. We might see some tires getting, pretty worn down.
Yeah, I've also just noticed a couple cars in that first corner. Depending on the line they're taking, the front isn't actually, like the front right isn't actually touching the ground as they go through that first corner. So it just sort of hangs in the
explain
air.
it.
Yeah. As they come over that sort of a little bit of a crest on the inside.
Yeah, it really just shows how stiff these cars are set up.
Very stiff indeed. I wouldn't have it any other way. And look over another lockup there actually. So just lockups galore by the looks of it. A little further back, Marky Chan is currently on the back of Mario Hauer. Actually, I said a little further back, it's actually just in front of where I was looking there. So, see what can come of this. Meanwhile, Luca behind, actually, as we switched cameras, is trying to make his way past Yannick Boller. Tries the outside line, and he manages to a little cut back there, down the inside of that chicane. Does manage to stay in front, and does manage to claim 19th position. Tom Batsley's going to follow through as well. Capitalise on that position. So a couple of position gain for them, but it looks like Tom Bazzi is actually going to be under threat once again here. As Yannick Muller around his outside, but manages to claim that inside line. Goes a bit deeper. That gives him the inside for turn 2. And he should be able to hold that position now.
And up ahead, Baz Boom has also gotten back, I guess you could say gotten back up into 6th.
He's working his way back towards where he started.
Yep.
Tom Basley right on the tail of Luke. He's going to actually try it around the outside of the hairpin. Didn't look like he wanted to do that.
That could have been a heck of a move.
Yeah, it didn't look like he wanted to actually do that. I think he was more just doing it in reaction of Luca's sort of bit of a lock up there and sort of early deceleration. And we have a bit of a duel going on here. Luca trying around the outside. That might allow Tom up the inside as Luca goes a little bit wide. Does have the inside for that next corner. And that's going to allow Tom through. He's just going to keep sheckling these positions off the back of Luca's mistake. Oh, that was a little very close.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a high-speed accident right there, and that was going to be
close.
real bad.
It looked very close.
Oh, they're going side by side in the chicane.
Oh,
that's going to work
banging
out.
wheels. They can't stop banging. As they now head towards that final corner. Tom's still trying to hold it on the inside. Nope. Oh, it's ever so close. But Luca does manage to hold that position.
He wants those positions back.
Of course he does. He's He's lost a lot of them. He thinks there is. So he's just going to have to wait a little bit longer to gain Luca's. Meanwhile,
Yeah, we'll
up
see if
front,
Luca can
oof,
keep up ahead in pressure.
up front and just switch to Rafael Silva. Having a little look at Phil Vitt. Just switched as there was a bit of a lock up there. As he run
Has he
over the
gone a little
curves.
wide?
Oh!
As they hit each other.
Massive crash there coming out of the Schumacher S's, but that's gonna. Is there anyone close enough to capitalise? Phantom looks like. Ah! Don't! Ooh. I thought for a second that Rafael was going to come across the track there as he rejoined, but it's just going to go back to a duel between Rafael and Phil Vitt here, like nothing ever happened. So they rejoin and immediately start battling again.
Oh, Raphael's not gotten around Phil bit. I believe they were flipped around that before.
Yeah, it has indeed flipped around. Don't know what the damage will be. It looked like Rafael went quite hard into the back of Phil there. Not sure.
Yeah, I think Phil got a really slow exit out of the S's there. So I think he ended up just missing the chicane or the apex of one of the turns there. And or held too much speed, not quite sure there.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, Phil Vitt certainly didn't like it. If you look back and see Phantom, oh no, sorry, not Phantom. Who is that? That's Baz Boomer. That's Baumer.
Yeah.
Making an extra position onto Phil Vitt, and he's loving that these people are making mistakes. That's another position gained for him. And he'll soon have Rafael in his sights. Doesn't look like Baz is very hindered by the incident from earlier on. He's currently in 5th, and he's lapping at 43.5s at the moment. Currently the best is still BM Major, who's done 43.5s as well. So Baz does have a best lap time as good as BN's. Whether he has been in ultra traffic a lot, he has had a few clean laps. So whether that's Baz's ultimate pace in this race or not, I'm not sure. So I don't think Baz actually had much actual contact at the start. It was more just a light tap that had sent him into a spin. And obviously at the start of the race, you end up losing loads of positions from something like that. Or did you see anything differently?
Hit in the tires. I think he got hit in the tires.
Yeah.
And it just turned him around.
Yeah, it was very close between him and Tom.
We'll have to see if that was a netcode or not.
Sure, there'll be plenty of discussion about it.
Yeah. It's going to be some heated debates pretty soon here.
As if there's ever a time when there isn't. In ACRL. Baz now right on the back of Rafael's rear wing here. He'll be looking to try and probably make a move down towards that hairpin. This is a next best shot. We'll see if he can actually get close enough. It doesn't look like he's actually going to be quite close enough down the hill. Even with the slipstream, he's not going to be able to gain. And a bit of a lock-up again for Baz there. Ooh, a massive oversteer. And he puts down the power. Collects it up though. And will continue the charge. You know, towards the back, Brad currently in a battle with Freddie. He's got pre-cut behind him as well. I think we're going to have to rejoin this battle at the front. Baz still on that charge, trying to find a way past Rafael. And this looks like he's pretty close to the car in front now, trying to get that slipstream down the main straight. See if he can get a move done on down the inside. Is he going to be close enough? No, he is not. Sit behind for one more lap by the seams of things. Just over 30 minutes left of the race as well. So, plenty of time to make up a few more positions. Not a massive distance to be able to make it onto the podium. So, a podium is definitely still possible for Baz. But he does need to start here and find a way past the car in front of him. Well, further back, Luca Vettel still under pressure from Tom Basley here. But Tom's is likewise with Baz. Still not able to find a way past the car in front of him. BM Mazur has just put in a new fastest laps, goes about a tenth quicker than the previous best.
Baz is looking at a potential top 3 here if he can get past these 2 cars.
Yep. Definitely.
The chances are looking pretty good so far. He's putting in some pretty good laps as well.
Yeah, and he's very close to the Raphael's rear wing there as you go into the first corner. Yeah, Phantom just about a second up that road as well from Raphael, so Baz definitely got a couple overtakes on the cards here if you can make something work in the next 10 or so minutes. Or a couple of things work in the next 10 or so minutes, should I say. Baz really, though, just can't get quite close enough to make an attempt into any of the heavy braking zones. However, as I say that, he's gaining and gaining into the chicane. Goes for the outside line.
Oh, this is going to be tight.
Ooh, it very much is.
And it's a bump.
Oh, I've just sneezed, sorry, but yeah, there was a there was a slight contact there between Baz and Raphael. Baz will probably feel like not enough room was given. And Raphael will probably feel like Baz went out onto his line. But I'll be one for the stewards. I'm not one to comment on that. However, it does mean that Baz currently now into P4. And 2 seconds behind Phantom. As Supian makes an attempt on Sylvian Villat here. Down into the first corner. He's on the outside. Is he going to be able to make it work? A little lock-up from both the drivers. Good. Yeah, and he makes it work. Manages to hold that position. He moves himself into P11.
It's a nice move around the outside there. You don't usually see that very often. No,
usually the inside line wins that one out. But makes it work, and it's up to P11. And as I joined Tom Basley, he's in a bit of contact there with Mario Power ahead of him. Just a little bit of bumping onto his front bumper. Looks like he's actually lost a position to Mario Hauer. Luca Beto moves away from him. Tom looks like he's really struggling getting that car stopped into these corners. So you have our first retirement. Paul Precup has retired, unfortunately. Luca very close to Phil ahead of him. to be able to try something like Baz did into that chicane. Looks like he's going to try for the outside. Phil on the inside will hold his line and Luca will slot in behind him.
Oh,
Does he have a car
Tom's
spin
gone
now?
around.
Yeah, Tom spins around. Was that contact induced or did he spin on his own?
It looks like he got on the power too early.
Ah. Now he's dropped to 19th. This really has been a
Oh
race from
man, his
hell
tires
from
are
him.
really hot now.
A race from hell. He might lose another position here to Marky Chan. He struggles to get the power down. I think Voffel's just come out the pits there.
Again? Interesting.
Or maybe not Voffel? Is it Voffel? I don't know.
Vaffel just pitted, I think, like 3 or 4 laps ago.
Ooh, lock up.
Oh.
And that's forced Voffel to go to the grass there. Does actually manage to make it past Marky Chan in the bit of conundrum. It's not the word I was looking for, but it will do.
So Baz is now 0.6 behind Fant, I believe.
Yeah. He's within the slipstream. And he'll be looking for that third spot. Phantom. Just under 7 minutes to go. Ooh, can he hold on to that position?
He's got a lap car ahead of him, I believe. Also goes a little wide there.
Yeah, goes a little wide onto that main straight. Shouldn't affect him too much down into this corner. Baz not quite close enough. However, it might affect him in the long run. It's interesting how much wider Baz goes there in that corner compared to Phantom. Running things much wider and then swinging back hard compared to Phantom. He takes a tighter line, sets him up nicely for the run down to the hairpin. Yeah, I wonder how this lap card's going to come into play here. Never mind, not at all, as he just backs off to the side. Very nice. And
there's your answer.
Yep. Phantom running very high over those curbs in the chicane as well. Interesting. Another lap flies by. Phantom now just 5 minutes left on the defence. But it looks like Baz is not going to be close enough once again for the dive down into the first corner. So that's probably going to mean another lap with Baz sniffing up his rear end.
Oh, there was a big old incident behind. I don't know if you got that. Tom Basley went to the side of somebody there.
Oh no. That's not gone well. I think that was Benny Banane who's been spun around. He makes his way down the main straight. A little sad and lonely.
I think Benny might have spun himself and Tom got into the side of him, but I couldn't tell. I was a little late to it there.
Well, I didn't see it at all, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I don't think Tom got into him until he spun and then he ended up not being able to get out of the way, but I couldn't tell there.
Nice lap from Bien Muir. 42.9.
This late in the race, that's crazy.
Yeah. Sandbagging. Tom looking to salvage a 16th position here. Oh, but he gets a tank slapper and ends up losing the position. In fact, Bremer, who secures his P17, and now Tom going to be under threat from Marky-chan behind instead.
I think Tom's... Yeah, oh my gosh, Tom's tires are just completely gone.
Yeah, that and maybe a bit of damage from early on.
Yeah, it could be, but he's scrambling really, really hard in
He
those
is,
tires.
yeah. Probably is mostly tyre related.
Because he's spun quite a few times now as well.
Looked like, though, he was a little bit sort of caught out by the car ahead's pace through that corner.
Yeah, that was probably most of it.
Yeah, because it looked like he tried to like back out of it too much, and the sort of rear let go of it from him. So
yeah.
Phil has Yannick Moller right on his tail. So they work their way through this first section. Paz looks like he's sort of a bit stalled behind Phantom at the moment. However, Yannick looks like he's being quite aggressive. Meanwhile, Tom, I think he has just made his way past Bremer. He has indeed, back up to P17, and now he'll try the charge again. Oh, sorry, he's made his way past Freddy, and now he'll try a charge towards Bremer. So Tom still trying to recover with a minute and just over a half left in this race. Looks like the best Tom is probably going to get is that P17, oh, sorry, P16, just ahead of him. I mean, he still has a bit of pace left to him, Tom, but he just, yeah, it feels like those tyres are just sort of, meaning he's driving right on the edge, compared to something that would be safe at this sort of pace with tyres that would be pretty good.
Yeah, he just seems on edge quite a bit.
Seconds left. We're going to get one more lap as BM Major is heading. Going to head back up the hill now towards that final chicane. So there will be one more lap to go for him. Am I right in saying that Voffel is the only person to have gone into the pits this race? Or these switch tyres, that is.
From what I've seen, yes. But I'm not actually quite sure.
Okay. Well, either way, he's trying to make a move on Freddy right now. But he goes very deep there. Manages to keep it on the black stuff. That lovely retro livery. Renault inspired, I believe. He's right on the back of Freddy, all over that gearbox as they head through the Schumacher S and towards the final sector of the lap. Voffel down the inside. Can he make that move stick? Looks like no, he can't. As he spins towards the inside, manages to gather it, but he's heading across the grass, and that's another position lost for him. Meanwhile, Baz right on the tail of Phantom, trying to make a move around the outside. Can't get it done, and now he'll attempt. Like he's going to attempt towards the hairpin here. So we are on the last lap. And Phantom running a little bit wide across that curb. That giving Baz a little bit of a chance to close up the gap. And there's a bit of weaving, bit of ducking and weaving there. And the bang wheels.
Oh, a little bit of a bump.
Yeah, the bang wheels, and Phantom does make it out on top in that exchange. Baz still trying to fight for that final podium spot here. As they head through the Schumacher S's, Baz is looking like he's all over Phantom's rear end right now. Now he tries for the outside. Can he make it work? No, he can't. Phantom will close that down. Baz just trying to find any sort of opening he can right now. As BM Major does cross the line in first. Gunda Kigolo will finish second in a few short moments, followed by, will it be Phantom or Baz? As he head through the chicane, Baz still trying to give it everything he's got, but I don't think he can make it work. Gets a little bit of a bump off the curb out of that final corner. I don't think he's going to be able to make it in the slipstream down that back straight, or sorry, down the main straight, and it looks like it is going to be Phantom to hold off that P3. Oh, sorry, hold off for that P3, and Baz will come home in 4th. Behind him, Rafael Silva in 5th. Philvik going to come across the line in 6th. Then it'll be Dirk coming across the line in 7th. Soggy 8th, only just ahead of Jonas Koberstein. Sylvia Villit's going to come across the line in 10th ahead of Luke Better, who had a great start, was up into the podium. But ended up losing it himself. Supiam, then Yannick Mollet. Mario Hauer, Bremer going to cross the line in just a couple moments. Then it's going to be Tom Basley, who's actually just spun in that last corner by the looks of things. Oh, there's a bit of a collision as well. Tom Basley in the gravel. Oh, there's just cars spinning everywhere. Oh my god, what is happening? There's someone driving backwards. Unthinkable scenes. As Freddy. Who was that? Was that? It was Marky Chen trying to drive backwards towards the line. Ends up coming across the line in 19th. I think that worked out for him. Not so sure the stewards will like it though. Oh, absolute scenes. As that is the final finishers now across the line. We'll give you that race rundown in a moment. But first, how did you find that race, Jeffrey?
Honestly, I mean, yeah.
Was it everything you could ever have dreamed of coming into it?
You know, I would say. Am I losing connection? Apparently. Okay,
Yeah,
you might
were.
have to keep
You're
going.
back now. You're back now. You're back now. Keep talking.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, train of thought. No, I'd say that's pretty good. I mean, the top guys ended up getting into each other, so I mean, we'll have to see how that goes for race 2. I think that'll be a really interesting spot to look for. Middle of the pack was pretty tight. That's going to be good for race 2 as well. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a good track to see here.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how this second race will transpire, because obviously the reverse grid, BMO will be starting in 8th, Stocky in pole, and Baz will sit directly in the middle. Actually, no, he'll start 5th. My bad. Because he's finished 4th, so it'll be interesting to watch that one going on. Is if Baz can get a good start and make his way past those cars earlier on ahead of him, in the form of Raphael, Phil, Dirk, and Soggy, he'll have a great chance of sort of running away with it, because Bien Mior is probably the closest contender, and he might be the one to get trapped behind it. But we are going to run through those results for that race, as long as it works. It never works.
As I get disconnected.
Of course. Yeah, the race server gets shut down and then you can reconnect.
Ah, that makes more sense. Okay.
But we do have the results working. It will be Bien Mayor taking that win, 15 seconds ahead of Michael Kundakagolu. And then we have Phantom holding off that charge from Baz at the end to finish 3rd and 4th respectively. Rafael Silva coming home in a respectable 5th. Philvit 6th. Dirk is 6th. Have I missed something? Yannick Muller comes home in 12th. Mario in 13th. Bremer 14th. Waffle 15th. Freddie in 16th. Tom Basley with a bit of a shocker there in 17th. Marky Chan 18th as he reversed across the line to take the checkered flag. Edward Bewers in 18th. And then coming up at the back of the grid, Brad 24th. Double for El Phil in 25th. And Paul Precup in 26th, who was the only retirement from that race. What was it you were having a little chuckle at there?
Yeah, somebody how do I describe this? Let's see. Somebody made a straw poll for what yellow flags mean.
Oh no. Also, I don't like that tone that who is it? Let's have a look. That Albert put in the Discord, I am not a gremlin. I challenge you to commentate better than we did during that first lap. Yeah, let me have a look at that straw poll for myself. It is definitely plough o'clock. Yeehaw. Oh Lord. Yeah, it's. I'm hoping for a better second race.
Somebody mentioning some skins art showing apparently.
Yeah. I realised that partway through. Damn people who sign up partway through. Luca coming in with a straight fax there.
Might as well just stream Discord at this point.
Yeah. I have streamer mode enabled, so I don't think actually it will. Yeah, it will. Actually, could I do that? Could I just put the source? Nah, because someone might say something that that is not stream appropriate.
And there you go. All right.
Right, I'll run the sync for the cars, and everyone gets their lovely skins on for at least a second race. Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to look through. Like I type ACRL in my files, try and find the sync thing, and I get 900 results.
Yeah.
Why is there even that many files with ACRL names? Like, let's have a little look. I cannot find it. Oh, there we go. Found it. What I missed in the Discord. We are just waiting for that second race to go live. Yes, Bremer. I did not run it before this race. I ran it before the first race. I forgot that there might be new people joining the race. I am currently updating it right now. So don't you worry your pretty little head. It'll be all sorted for the next race. And we'll get to see your glorious skin in all its glory.
Yeah, Scoop. It's going to be a second. Well, I think the server just refreshes, and then he should join that one.
Yes. Yeah, it's just taking a little while because you do have to reverse the grid manually. So yeah, just wait for that. Wait for the server to come back live, and then you can hop on. I'll also let you know when I see it live on my end. However, obviously it'll be a little bit delayed. So, you know what I'm hoping for this next race? A carbon copy of what happened in the first.
Oh, boy.
No. I'm hoping for a good, clean race. It was looking so good at the start with Tom and Baz running side by side. And then it all just fell apart. Everybody just lost their minds. So, hopefully we'll get some reasonable driving in this one instead of just people being unreasonable.
You know, I'm shocked they held it through turn 1. I thought there was going to be clean after that, and then you know what? It didn't happen.
Yeah, it just turned into mayhem. All the results are in for the straw poll. 100% of the
Let's see what they
votes
are.
for it's plough o'clock. Okay, apparently the server's up, so hop on
Okay.
in. Probably should have checked if the sync was done before I loaded the game. I think it's sorted. I'll just quickly rejoin, just in case. Oh. Apparently grid slots are wrong, so we might have a restart again. Yeah, it's saying Baz Belmer on first. It's got the qualifying grid on by the looks of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like it might be the server might be restarted again. Good old technical difficulties as usual, but you love to see them. Yeah, he's going to run it again. So we do have a little bit more time to talk. Anything on your mind, Jeffrey, that you want to get off to the audience?
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah, I actually don't know. No, I was mostly just joking.
Oh. Well, I have something I'd like to get off my chest. Okay. And it's a big deal for me. This is going to be a first on the Assetto Corsa challenge. Sorry, not the Assetto Corsa challenge. The Assetto Corsa channel. That was the word I was looking for, not challenge. Channel. So basically, what I'm going to say is, yesterday I decided, and it's going to be controversial, I know, but I decided that Tango is better than Fanta. Like, the drinks, I just think Tango is better than Fanta as an orange-based fizzy drink. I don't know if you have them in America.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, so this conversation has plummeted. So that's not gone how I hoped.
Quick pull up the cats.
Oh god, no. Oh, I should have done that, shouldn't I? Damn it. Missed a chance. How long do I have? Can pull up some, maybe not cats this time, but what What about... I actually still do have a browser source open. What's on it? Oh, it's still got the... There we go. There's a... I've still got the browser source of cats open.
Oh boy.
What should we search for this time? Ooh, interact. There we go. Okay. Doggers? No, not doggos. No, sorry. Yes, doggos, not doggers. Doggos, not doggers. Oh, look at that. Look at this woofer. Oh, he's got a waffle in his mouth. How cute is that? Look at him. Oh. Oh, look at this one in a banana suit. You thought I was foot, but I am doggo. Bamboozled again. Classic Mimi. Is this my descent into madness, Jeffrey? This is surely my descent into madness. There are some cute doggos on this, though. Anyway, how long do we have? We have 4.5 minutes still. I don't know what else to show apart from doggos right now. What else could we have a look at? I don't know. Heckin. Doggos heckin. That's the one. That's the search I want. Yeah, it looks like the server is the correct way around this time. Somehow. That is a doggo in a tie with a diploma. You love to see him. Wait, what's Pazzy Malanin saying? Cat videos, that'll get the view numbers up. Okay, right, we'll go for some cat videos quick. We have 2.5 minutes. Oh no, I've lost my scroll bar here. What the hell do I do? I just have to pick the first one? Okay. Oof. Oh, there's so many ads. Oh no. I think we have to bail out. I think we have to bail out of this one. Oh no. Here we go. 2 minutes. So watch some cats. This isn't living up to my expectations so far. I'm not gonna lie. Whoever suggested cat videos, it sucks. Right. Let's get rid of that. Oh, damn it, it's still playing audio in the background. Get out of here. Okay. Right, minute 20 left on the clock. We should probably start talking about the race at hand. Before we get ready with the next, well, the sprint race. It's a 25-minute. So, what are your expectations for this first lap? More of the same of last, or are you expecting people to have learnt the lesson on this one? Or is it going to be even worse?
Well, you know, I think with inverted grid, this is going to probably be a pretty crazy first sector here. It's probably going to be worse than the first race if everything goes theoretically as it should.
It's an interesting way of looking at it. So I've broken everything here. There we are.
Oh, am I still? Wait a second.
Oh no, that's gone wrong.
I'm still in the grid.
Yeah, you should probably take yourself away from that one.
Oh gosh, dang it! I have to wait.
But we are almost going live here. Lights are about to go on. Lights are out and away we go. Good start from Soggy on the pole position. Dirk gets a not great start actually, and now has Phil Vitt alongside him. As they head down towards the first corner, Soggy in a strong position. Baz trying to make up positions, heading around the outside. Will now move up to, actually he remains in fifth, but he's up the inside of Raphael, and so it looks like there's a bit of contact again between him and Raphael, but it'll make it out both alive in this one. As they continue to work their way through this first sector, all clean so far. Or at least a lot better than last time, that's for sure. Dirk P-Ho has actually taken the lead. It looks like Soggy's lost a couple of positions there. Now he's under threat from Baz Baumer as well, who goes around the outside of him. Managed to move himself up to P3 quickly, and that's exactly what he wanted. BM Major a little further back. He's going to be trying to fight through as well. He only made one position so far. There's a bit of a lock-up. Phil Vitt goes wide. Ends up in the gravel.
I think Michael got a piece of him there.
Yeah. Too much of a piece by the looks of things. Someone just clipping the grass on the exit over the Schumacher S's. And Bien is all over the back of Michael right now. See if he can make the move early on. Now Supiam alongside Jonas Koberstein. Going down the back straight. It's side by side through the kink. That's a bang on the wheels. That was very close. But they do make it through, and is this going to be a first lap without carnage? We wait and see as it's actually Tom Basley free wide now. Yeah, as you said, free wide through that last turn.
Oh, that's real close.
Yeah, Jonas Koberstein actually making it through in the lead of that little pack. Still has Supiam behind him, who's battling with Tom Basley. And Supiam going very deep there. Will concede the position to Dom and now has Mario Hauer alongside him. Supiam going to be able to hold that inside line. Look, how much longer can he hold it for, and can he make it stick as he locks up and completely cuts off Yannick there? So now it starts to calm down a little bit. I say that as I switch to Puma.
Oh, somebody goes off in the background there. Way in the back. It's out insider.
You figure out who it was.
There's a couple people off. What happened there?
BM Major making up a couple more positions as well. Sorry, at the front. I didn't see anything towards the back, so I was focused up on this leading pack. Now is BM Major's up to 5th. Making a couple of positions nicely in that hairpin. Mario Hauer has disconnected.
Yeah, from that incident earlier.
Yeah, that's going to be our first retirement. Sylvian Villette side by side with Phantom. And is he going to be able to get the move done around the outside? Yes, he can. But now he's under threat from Luca Bebeto, who's going to be trying to take that inside line away from him. Into last corner, and there's a car span in front of them. Looked like Rafael Silva. He manages to get out of the way, and no carnage caused. Now into the first corner. Phantom up the inside of Sylvian Villette. will manage to take that position back away from him through that first corner. Now he's the one on the charge for Luca. Meanwhile, Bien Major alongside Michael Kundakugulu. Can't make the move stick just yet, but he's going to jink out again. Try and make it around the outside. This time there's a brushing of tyres once again, but Bien manages to hold it. Staying on the black stuff, and he'll stay with Michael. He will actually get the move done down now into the hairpin. Michael trying to fight and stay with him, but can't, and will have to slot him behind. Now behind them is Soggy. But Bien's going to be solely focused on Baz ahead of him, who's made his way up into P2 now. Tom Basley, though, he's had a great start to this race. Already up into P9. Showing the pace he has when he's not in a, I won't say disadvantaged car, but a car with problems. He's trying now to move his way closer to both Phantom and Sylvian Villet.
Oh.
Villet goes spinning off with after contact with Phantom there. That's a free position again for Tom, and he'll be eating that one up. Let's just watch. Villet does manage to rejoin the track safely in the background. Now Tom on the offensive around the outside of Phantom, but that will give him the inside, but he's not able to stick with it for the second corner. Just behind, Supiam is right on the tail of Jonas Koberstein, who locks up again into that hairpin. As this train snakes its way up towards the Schumacher S now. It looks like we're reaching a little bit of a stalemate here. 7 minutes already passed on the race. Supiam gets a little bit sideways into that corner. Does regain it, but loses some time to Jonas ahead of him. Benny Banani working hard to keep Voffel behind him for that 19th position.
Oh, Baz is going for a move around Dirk, apparently.
That he is. Down towards the first corner. It's going to be tight, but it looks like, well, Baz is going to have the inside corner for the second corner. Sorry, inside line for the second corner. And I think Dirk does have to give that one up. Good spot on that one. So that is the change for the lead. Tom currently in P8. Wants to be trying to work his way up the grid a little bit more in these remaining just over 16 minutes. Phantom going to be his first target. Driver that Baz could not make his way past in the closing stages of the feature race. So we'll see if Tom can fare any better on this one. Yeah, Mayor, he's looking set for a great result this weekend, though. Looking to take home a P1 and a P3 from this race. if he can hold it together, and maybe even a second position. He is on the tail of Dirk, so that's a possibility for sure. In front of Tom, Soggy locks up, and that's given Phantom a chance to attack as they head through the first sector. Tom going to be able to try and capitalise on it as they squabble ahead of them. Phantom just make it past Soggy, and now Tom around the outside will have the inside for the next corner, makes it work, and he's moved up to P7 now. Still has Phantom ahead of him, but he's made it past Soggy. It looks like actually there was a spin. Well, it sounded like there was a spin towards the infield of that Mercedes-Benz arena. Didn't catch who it was though. Just so many cars locking up into that hairpin. No wonder people are struggling with tyres at the end of the race. Yeah, and right on the tail of Dirk. Gets a little bit wide as he follows him through the corner. Just loses a little bit of time. But he's still on the chase, and it looks like he's ready to race. Oh, and he gains so much time in that chicane there onto Dirk. Right under the gearbox of that car. Yeah, I'm probably going to be having a go down into that first corner as he picks up the slipstream. Speed differential helping him out a lot here. And he's alongside. Has he outside and the bang wheels? Oh, is Dirk going to be able to hold it? Yes, he does. Has a little spin around that first corner. That's given Bien a lovely inside line. He's bang wheels again. Bien just shutting that door on him. Bien actually goes wide. It looks like he's maybe conceded that position back to him. Feels like he gained it unfairly. Or just has damaged his car. I don't know. Could be one of the either. I like to think it was that he felt like he gained it unfairly and decides to give that back the position before any sort of steward's inquiry. But now he's back on the tail. He'll be looking to get it cleanly this time. Doesn't want to be banging too much. Could be bad for your health. You might go blind.
Do you happen to know what happened to Phil Vitt?
He went off in the first or second lap in the hairpin into the gravel.
Okay. They were expecting him to get back up there, I think, but...
Yeah, he showed decent pace in the qualifying. Yeah, and still trying to make a way past Dirk, though, and now he has Michael starting to hound him. As the headers are free down towards that first corner, and Bien again alongside Dirk, but it's to the outside once more. Slightly ahead, can he make it stick this time? Michael locking up behind, and Dirk locking up as well, and I thought he was going to end up pit manoeuvring Bien there, but he does make it around and does make it into that second position, which is going to be a great result for him for this weekend, and a great result for Supernova. As well, another good result for this race will be Luca Babetto in 5th. He'll be looking to pick up some good points after a bad first race, after the incidents in that first lap. Tom Basley as well in P7. Still right behind Phantom. Tom going right up against the real gearbox of Phantom there, and he's actually going to get a good slipstream out of the corner. Manages to run alongside Phantom up towards the chicane, and he's going to have the outside line for the first section. Can he make it stick and hold that line? Managed to get through. I think there's a bit of wheel rubbing there, but he does manage to find a way through, and now he's up into P6. So this race going much better than the last one for Tom Basley. We have just over 10 minutes remaining on the clock. He has 5 seconds to gain to reach the back of Luca Babetto, though. Meanwhile, in the first corner, a bit of jostling for position might be able to help Tom gain that time he needs. This battling could slow them down quite significantly, and a 5-second gap isn't too much to be throwing it away.
Oh, there's an incident in the back there. Who was that? Was it Vaffle and is that Phil?
They are together on the track, so it could be.
I think Phil was sideways in front of Vaffle there for a short while.
Well, they look like they're both underway now, so should be all good for them. Well, there's still this three-way battle for the third position between Dirk, Michael Kundakigiolo, and Luca Babetto. As Baz Baumer, sets a new fastest lap of 43 dead for him. Michael looks like he wants to go aggressive against Dirk here, but can't quite yet. And we have a second retirement now. Voffel going to be disconnecting from this one. Perhaps there was quite a lot of damage from that incident you mentioned.
Could be.
Luke looks like he got a decent run out of that final corner, but actually it's not decent enough to really bridge that gap to Michael down towards the hairpin. Seven seconds out front, or just over 7 seconds, between Baz and Bien. So Baz looking comfortable with just under 8 minutes left on the clock for this race. She had to take this race win. On that 4th position for the feature race.
Both Bien and Baz have almost done a 42. Oh, and there's the 42.
Yeah,
right.
you spoke too soon, didn't you? It was just going to happen.
See if Bien can do another one. Nope, not that time. Oh, it's going to be tight for turn 1 here.
Yeah, P3 Michael right alongside. But can't make it work. Ends up running wide. Is that giving the opportunity to Luca to make a bit of a lunge or pounce? Not quite. Coming up behind. Well, let me speak in English.
Oh, Super Yam. Oh gosh.
Oh,
There's
he's
a
in the
bunch of
wall.
people. I think Jonas, and then wait. Who else? I couldn't see. There were a couple people in that. I couldn't see who it was. I think there was 3 actually. Looks like everybody's back moving again.
Soupy, I'm the big loser in that one then. And earlier I was saying how the battle in between these three fighting for the 3rd place would be helpful to bring Tom Bazzi into things. Well, he's right on the back of Luca right now. So Luca won't be happy about all of this commotion ahead of him that's slowed him down, as Tom looks like he's going to have a little bit of a
Oh, that's a late lunge.
Yeah, does make it work, and Luca gives him space. So it works out all right in the end. And Michael again trying to go for the outside against Dirk. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. Oh, Dirk locks up into the back of Michael's car, and that's now spun him around. Michael will continue, but he's got Tom Bazzi right on his rear end now. And how much damage has that done to both of the cars? Dirk's dropped down to 6th now. As Tom now going to be fighting for a podium position here in what could be a great recovery for this weekend and a great race in these 25 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see if Luca can capitalize on Tom being just behind Michael here.
Yeah, I don't think Luca's going to be close enough to make anything work just yet. Tom has a little lock up.
He's right there. It's going to be a little bit interesting. He might be able to follow through on Tom, get him on Michael as well, but we'll have to see. I guess there's only 4 minutes left, though.
Yeah, you always want to follow through. Oh, look at a little bit of snap oversteer there as he got close to the rear of Tom. Losing a little bit of time. Someone just getting out of the way there for them. I think that was a lap car. Messed up all my camera angles there. Luca not close enough to challenge into turn 1. Tom not close enough to challenge against Michael. So they're going to go one by one through this first sector again. Michael locks up a little bit. That's giving Tom just that little bit of a gap for him to have a sniff, but nothing more.
Yeah, Luca's fallen off a little bit now.
Yeah. But I've just realised how hungry I am. Oh. If you hear rumbling, that's what it is. Yannick Muller in a battle as well against Jonas Koberstein. Oh, sorry, against Dang, my bad. I think Dang has won out on that one. Claiming that 12th position. Baz sets a new fastest lap, 42.8 for him. Just keeps improving his times with just 2 minutes left on the clock. Mario Howard has actually disconnected from the server, but I think
I think he's been in the pits for most of the race.
Yeah. Luca very close to the back of Tom right now. Ever so close, almost the contact made between them. Right on the tail. Luca tries around the outside into chicane, can't make anything work. With 30 seconds left on the clock, we are going to have, well, this is going to be the last lap. Baz does a 142.6, and Jonas
What
Koberstein
happened
has
to Jonas?
disconnected. I'm not sure why. Some people setting some personal bests though. It's late stage in the race. It's looking like it is going to be Baz to take that P1. I mean, he's 10 seconds ahead of Bien on the last lap, so I don't see much of a chance. Just has one car ahead of him that's a lap car that is going to move away. Or move out the way, I should say. We'll see Baz come around the final corner. Going to be able to seal that sprint race victory. A reasonable recovery in that first race as well to finish P4. Bien Major is going to finish in second. Great weekend for him and for Supernova. Picking up three podiums and 2 victories between them. Michael is actually going to finish in third. What happened? Oh, never mind. Michael is going to finish third. Tom in fourth. Luca fifth. And Dirk does finish sixth, losing out after that spin earlier on. Phantom seventh. Soggy going to come across the line in eighth. Puma in ninth. Yannick Muller in 10th. Followed shortly by Supiam. And Raphael Silva in 12th. Dadang will come across the line in 13th. Phil Vitt just right behind him in 14th. Freddie 15th. And Phil, Double L Phil, will be in 16th. Bremer will finish 17th. Edward Bewers, he's going to make it around the final corner to finish 18th. Sylvian Villet losing a lot of positions earlier on in a spin, I believe, if I remember correctly. He's going to finish in 19th. And Brad will be the last of the finishers in 20th. And then Marky Chan, Alan Schneider and Benny Banana, they're going to be the final finishers. Oh, sorry, the final 3 positions who finished a lap early. I mean, much more less chaotic race. I'll put it that way. What are your thoughts on that one? I mean, there's some great racing in it. Some a bit of action in terms of people having a few little offs and moments and some good overtakes as well. That was always lovely to see. Do you have any thoughts on that one compared to the first race?
Well, it was certainly much, much cleaner. I don't think we saw nearly as many spins or contacts there. I mean, I think most of the top there was pretty expected. I don't think we had anybody come in there out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Baz
think
and
personally
Bien,
I was
obviously.
rather surprised that it was flipped as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race overall. Good 2 races. People did compose themselves for this one and managed to make it through the race without a chaotic first lap. So I'm just going to go through a rundown of those results now. So it is going to be Baz Baumer taking that victory in the sprint race. BM Major, his teammate, will follow up in P2 right behind him. Michael Kundakigolo will line up third. Oh, sorry, not will line up, but will finish third. Tom, Luca, and Dirk will be the next few finishers. Phantom, Soggy, and Puma will line up in 7th, 8th, and 9th. Then Yannick Moller in 10th, Rafael Silva in 11th, and Super Yam in 12th. The Dang will finish 13th, followed by Phil Vitt, close behind. Freddie and Double Phil will be the next two. Then Bremer, Edward Buers, and Sylvian Villette finish in the next few positions. Brad, Marky Chan, Alan Sider, Benny Banane, and Jonas Koberstein. Going to be the next set of finishers, and then Voffel and Mario Hauer are actually two non-finishers for that race. Will line up, well, finish 23rd and 24th. And that will be how that sprint race, ended. So, do we want to bring in a few people for interviews? Have you got your notes ready?
Yeah.
Is there actually
Try.
anyone left in the channels? I mean,
Yeah.
Baz is there as a customary thing. We always seem to be interviewing him because he always seems to win. So, do you want me to drag him in here and we'll have a little chat with him, ask him why he's so good?
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Baz. I heard a
Hello.
sniff. There we have.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing? I mean, mixed. Well, I say mixed results. Both pretty decent results, but mixed races, I should say.
Yep.
Obviously, that first race got way out of control. I mean, that first lap, to put it bluntly, but a great recovery drive to 4th. So I'm guessing you weren't
Thanks.
suffering from much damage, and your tyres were feeling pretty good in that one to be able to make it back to that position. Or
Yeah, I had quite a lot of damage in the first race, actually.
oh right.
Somebody
get this
sort
man
of
some
yellow
more ego.
orange wings. Sorry?
Somebody get this man some more ego.
Oh.
No, I was actually driving a really broken car, but I'm just that good. Either way.
Yeah, what can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I hit the wall when Tom and I touched in turn 2. I hit the wall with the front wing.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe the other time. I don't know. And then was it the same lap? I got hit by Jonas pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had quite a bit of damage, but and I could tell I didn't really have the downforce and the speed on the straights. It was really hard to pass Phantom in first race, and he defended really well as well. But yeah, it happens, I guess. I don't know. I didn't. I'm not sure what happened, but I'll check the replay.
Yeah, it'll be a exciting one to watch, that's for sure. But then, of course, that second race,
yeah,
much more mellow, let's put it that way, and then you just sort of shut off to victory like usual.
Yeah, no, well, Oversteer and I, we touched, or Rafael.
Yeah.
We touched in the last turn. He was a bit all over the place, and I don't know, maybe it was a combination of that and the ping. I'm not sure, but I have to check. But we touched, and I thought, well, if I'm gonna get a penalty, I just want to drive as far away from the pack as possible. So in the end, I got 10 seconds on Bina, so that's good, I guess. So that's why I was pushing. I was pushing a bit too hard, but I needed it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, a good result for your team though. Supernova.
Yeah.
The orange liveried ones.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, BN winning that first race as well, and then the P2. So good points haul, I guess you could say. Jeffrey, anything you'd like to ask, mention, question, interrogate?
Interrogate. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously you said that you didn't really know what happened in the first race and all that, but do you have any opinions on that at all, or?
I don't know what happened with Tom, if I left enough space or not, or he just understeered, or I couldn't really tell. I mean, in turn 1 I gave him a lot of space. I thought, let's take it easy here, and yeah, I feel like he was racing really hard, but I don't know if it was anyone's fault or it was a racing accident or whatever. But like I said, I need to take a look at that. And then, the other incident, well, I was fighting with someone, I don't remember who, and then I just got rear-ended massively. So, yeah.
You hate to see it.
Well, I was a bit like, oh, come on, in the second time.
Yeah.
Because I thought, I could do a decent recovery from the after the Tom incident, but
Yeah.
I got a lot harder after that.
I'm sure you'll definitely enjoy our attempt at commentary of that.
Okay.
That'll be one. That'll be one to watch back, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, I will.
it's
Yeah.
it's not good. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I mean, after that first lap. And the second and the third lap actually on that first race, everything sort of did calm down. We got some good racing, so
Mhm.
it was actually a great track, I think, for racing these cars. Some good.
Yeah.
The track's quite wide. Obviously, it's much easier than Donington compared to the fact that Donington had like a few major overtaking spots. This one seems like it's a lot more suited to that. Sort of side by side driving through the corners. I saw a lot more of that, and then obviously you have like the into the chicane, into the first corner, down the hill towards the hairpin as well. So a few good spots for overtaking.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, after the Shumias, that corner you can
Yeah.
overtake if you have a good slipstream.
Yep.
I was a bit surprised. I was really close to someone in the first race in the last couple of laps. I think it was Phantom. Like 1 meter behind him or something, and I could just easily keep the car on. Well, I didn't say easily, but I could keep the car on the road in the Shumias, so you could overtake there. And also, you can take different lines into turn 1 and then turn 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So and then set it up for that fast downhill left-hander. So yeah, you can find a few spots you can race because it goes a bit left and right, and so you can set up different lines. So that works. It's nice.
Yeah. Saw a lot of people trying those cutbacks, some more successful than others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we off to for the next track? It's going to be Jesus.
Japan, isn't it? Something.
Yeah, is it? It's not Suzuka. It's
Yeah, Okayama then.
Okayama, I think.
Yeah, it is Suzuka actually.
Oh, it is.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
like.
Suzuka and then Okayama.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
How do you feel about Suzuka?
The mod is a bit crappy.
Right.
So-
Okay.
Oh, that's fair.
Going
That's
into this
fair.
one
I
with
didn't
high
think about
hopes, then.
that.
We'll see.
Um,
What do you think of Suzuka?
I don't know. I like it. I like it as a track.
Yeah, me too. One of my favorites. But
But yeah, I mean, I haven't actually taken a look at the mod. I never even load up the game until it's about half an hour before the qualifying starts. So, yeah, I
Fair
just
enough.
sort of put the tracks on and then hope they work.
Mm.
I sort of go by the method of if the first track worked from the series pack, I assume all of them will, as long as nobody's like cried
Yeah,
out in the
same.
Discord and saying, "Oh, this track doesn't work for this mod." Then I'll go, "All right, okay, probably need to change it then." But if I don't hear anything, it's all good. Yeah, I don't have anything else regarding you, Baz. That's
Okay.
that's about
Yeah,
it
well,
from
I
me.
appreciate all the interviews.
Yeah, I mean,
starting to get a bit repetitive, maybe. Maybe we should interview.
So, Baz, how did you win this one? Oh, are you looking forward to the next race? You had a good result again. Can you like just maybe like have a race where you finish last or something, so we can just like make fun of you? just
I'll keep that one to the end because I want to win.
Once you got the championship field, yeah.
Yeah, if I got a championship,
Classic.
then I might do a last
Classic.
to first challenge or something.
Right, okay.
But I did that today. Come on.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
It wasn't quite first, but it was close.
Yeah.
Either way, unless you have anything else to add, Jeffrey, I'll let you get on your way, Baz Baumer. I'll say your name right.
Do you have? Did you interview other people as well before me?
No, because everyone's left. Everyone's afraid of us.
No, they're here. Trust me. Just tell them to get into the split one voice chat, and you can drag them over.
I feel like they should know that, but we'll go for it. If anyone
Yeah,
wants an
do it.
interview, head into the split one voice chat, and I'll drag you in and start scolding you. Okay?
Well, definitely Bina. He should.
Yeah.
And Tom. I want to hear his
Right.
story.
So is it? Wait. So sorry. Just hearing you say that. Is it Bien or Bean there? then, or Biene?
I don't know. Fritz
I-
says
I always,
Biene, and he's German, so I
Right.
suppose
Oh, okay.
Alright,
pronounce it the German way,
I-
and then you should
oh,
be fine, right?
yeah, I always say Bien, like as in.
Yeah, I used to say
Yeah.
Bien as well. I don't know.
But I
what it
feel
is.
like I should start
Ask
calling him
him.
Bean now.
That's perfect. You should ask him.
The Bean Machine. I'm gonna go for the Bean Machine. That's how I'm gonna address him from now on.
Bean machine.
Bean
Mr.
Machine.
Bean.
Bean, yeah, Bean Major. anyway, I'll let you get off, Baz.
All right.
Congratulations
Well,
again.
thanks for the broadcast.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries. It's my pleasure, and I'm sure it's Jeffrey's as well.
Yeah, most certainly.
Yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
ciao.
All right. Ciao.
Yep, ciao.
So yeah, if anyone does want to hop in for an interview, you've got a little couple minutes while we fill a bit of time if you want to hop in for an interview. If not, that's fine. If you've done something silly during the race, want to point it out, be my guest, hop on.
Self-critique.
Yeah, it's an open space for discussion if you want to join. Or if you want to show off something, feel free to hop in. If you want a little ego boost, more than happy to provide that. But overall, a good race evening in Germany, I'd say. Apart from all of the crashes on the first race, but apart from that, to be fair, it was just that first lap. It was probably people having a bit of a nervous breakdown, maybe, trying to jockey positions. I'm surprised though that the second races have been a lot more cleaner than the first ones. Despite the fact that they're a split, like there is not a split, but a sprint race, the shorter time and a bit of reverse grid as well. I'm surprised there wasn't more carnage involved. Undercoat is in Supernova. Well, why is he in there? I have the team channels closed. Right, 1 second. Right, let's bring him in. I don't like bringing people out of team channels though, but let's do it. Oh, I missed. This is why I have
Oh,
more
boy.
clothes, because I can't drag it up far enough because it's not tall enough. Hello, Bien. Are you there? See, he's not there. Right, I've just been bamboozled. Let's move him back. Oh, I can't move
Looks
him
like
back.
oversteers down there.
Yeah, I can't move him back to the channel. He's going in McSultan's then. Right, let's bring Oversteer in. Hello, Oversteer.
Oh, hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Yeah, not so well.
Not so
Two
well.
very
Oh.
challenging days.
Oh. Yeah, it seemed like a couple rough races for you. I think in that second race as well, you had a spin sort of part way through as well, which dropped you back the order a little bit, if I'm right.
Actually, in the second race, I think was lap 2 or 3. I'm not
Mhm.
sure. On the last corner,
Yeah.
I was just shoved out of the way. I'm not sure if you catch that on the broadcast, but
I think I caught
I
part
think
of
it
it.
was Bas.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so I lost a lot of position. I had to reverse the car,
Oh.
and while I was recovering back, midway through the race on the chicane, there was just too many cars behind. I braked on my normal braking point, and on the chicane, someone got a bit too excited there
Oh no.
and tagged my rear. So I spun again. So that
Yeah.
was 2 times. And on the last lap, to finish it off, the car got hooked up on the curb, and again I spun. So yeah.
So yeah, not a great weekend then for you in what is sort of a bit like a return for you to the league racing, because obviously you've missed a few races from not checking in. So,
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not like I'm just taking this
yeah,
for fun.
yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
nice series. It's a nice car, and
yeah,
I barely had any practice. I
mhm,
only did my PQ laps today,
yeah,
a bit before the race actually started. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was you definitely had that pace still. Like obviously qualified quite well, but then the races just descended into madness. I think for a lot of people. So it's hopefully Suzuka will be a better a better circuit for that, and people will not go full Vamos into those yellow flags.
Yeah, hopefully. But I actually my car was quite slow. I
Oh.
just overall the car didn't have the speed. I'm not sure if it was due to setup because I haven't even looked at the setup yet. So I was just driving what Tom gave me. So the car was like maybe half a second slower than the fastest car today. So not ideal. I hope that for Suzuka we can make a stronger comeback.
Yeah. I was going to ask. I was about to ask how you feel like Suzuka's going to go, but you sort of answered it in that one. Because yeah, it's all about sort of just trying to stay out of trouble, I guess. On those early laps, it's probably going to be the main goal of Suzuka, especially in those like the S's early on in the lap. I feel like some people might try some daring stuff, and it's probably not going to work out well for them. But yeah,
Yeah, I agree. But for at least I think I couldn't have done much different for this
yeah,
race.
a lot of it not
Race
your
one, I'm
fault.
not. Yeah, again on race one, I was on the chicane. I think it was Baz again. Gave me a little tap on the side of my car, just took the position. So it was a bit weird move, but it is what it is. I just hope we can have some more cleaner races going forward.
Yeah, I'd like that as much as it was sort of entertaining to try and commentate that first lap of the first race. It's probably it definitely isn't the best racing, and I'd much prefer some like good side by side action rather than a bit of a fiasco. But
Yeah, since I'm not
sometimes
running for the championship, I think I can give you some very exciting moments on this next races.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it. Jeffrey, do you have anything? Or
I think you asked most of the questions that I had.
oh, sorry, I'm hogging everything, aren't I? Right, Tom's in split one, so when he comes in, or when I drag him in, I'll let you ask the first set of questions. Yeah.
All right, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of all from us over here. I mean, hopefully your next race is a little less traumatic for you and you and your car.
Yeah, I hope so.
Uh,
Nice stream, guys. By the way, I was just
Oh,
watching a few sections of it.
oh,
Great effort there.
thank you.
yeah,
A star
thank
for
you.
effort, I guess. Anyway, I'll let you get back to your evening. Thanks for hopping in here with us. Yeah, see ya.
All right, see you guys.
Yep, see you.
Right, let's bring Tom in. Hello, Tom.
Yo.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good, good. Jeffrey, take it away.
All right, Tom. So we had some incidents in race one here. What are your thoughts on that?
So lap one, I had a collision with Bass in turn two.
Yep.
I don't really know if whose fault that was. I mean, we were side by side. Maybe it was mine. I was a bit far away from the apex, but yeah, I'll let the stewards decide on that one.
Fair enough.
But in turn three, I got punted. I don't really know where from. Spun it, rejoined kind of off the racing line, and I don't know. Someone was doing a bit of an explore, and I went round again.
Yeah, I watched my camera on that section of on that start of the race was just it was all on you. It was great. It was like a roller coaster of emotions watching you try and like watching you scramble onto track and then oh no he's off again. Oh no he's got to go. Yeah, it was quite. It was probably wasn't the best commentating ever to grace the ACRL channel during that first lap, but yeah, it's hard not to. It's hard to do much better than that when you're watching everything we were. But yeah, I'll follow up on that with so that second race,
Yes.
you started what was it 17th? Am I right or something like that? 16th,
18th, I think.
18th. Okay,
Yeah.
even better. And then you made it back to
Fourth.
fourth, yeah, because you had Luca
Yeah.
Biagio and Phantom, not Phantom, Michael ahead of you. So yeah, I'm assuming in that first race you were just really struggling with either tires or the car. Then I'm assuming because you seem to like just be really struggling for pace and trying to make it past.
Yeah, I mean, the donuts like rejoining from the track or rejoining to the track probably didn't help. Maybe a bit of front wing damage as well, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that it doesn't help. That's
No.
that's the biggest issue.
Yeah. Well, either
Was that a
way.
more significant issue with the dirty air and all that kind of stuff?
Sorry, what was that?
Was that more like a significant issue with like the dirty air, with like the wash of the front or the car in the front and all that?
Yeah, you kind of have to find different lines if you're trying to pass, like if the car in front doesn't make any mistakes. But usually you just kind of hope that the car in front gets loose on a curb or something, and then you can just, get in a slipstream on the straight.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Because you were we were discussing it briefly during that first race about how much the actual sort of dirty air affects the cars, and so yeah, it's interesting to learn that. But either way, that second race you did have a great sort of recovery drive to that fourth position, as I said. So obviously something was working for you in that one, and somewhat of a recovery, I guess, or a salvation for that weekend. How are you feeling going into Suzuka? Are you going to stop Baz winning, or?
Well, we had some good. Bas and I had some good races there in the pre-season, so yeah, hopefully can continue that.
Yeah, I'd certainly love it. I was hoping for it at the start of the first race, but then everything just descended into chaos, so we didn't get it. Like it was very spicy for that first corner. I was like, okay, here we go. We've got the battle going on between Tom and Baz. Oh no, everything's gone into chaos. So, yeah, some more of that would be lovely, just without the crashing, please.
Yeah.
Anything else from you, Jeffrey? Because
I think that's about it.
about it. Okay. This is a unique offer to you, Tom, because you're a fellow Brit. I'm going to give you a chance to say something to the adoring fans on the stream to help sign us off of this.
Oh, you put me on the spot a bit.
Do you need a minute to think?
But yeah, I'm gonna need a bit more than a minute.
Okay, right. Well, in the meantime, I'll tell you what. Should I put some pictures of cats up again?
No, I'll leave you there. But
Alright.
yeah, thanks for
Yeah, no
thanks
worries.
for the streams.
Yeah, so I guess I'll have to sign it off on my own then. To actually do everything around here. No, it's great talking to you, Tom.
Yeah, you too.
I'll make sure never to offer you that chance again to make a comment. But yeah, anyway, I'll let you get off to your evening. Thanks for joining us, and yeah, have a good evening.
All right, thank you.
See ya. Right. Well, that was a waste of a unique opportunity for him. Completely wasted. I was hoping for something like glorious in that one. God damn it. Either way, I think that wraps it up from us today. It's been a pleasure to have you with me, Jeffrey, and I'm assuming you'll be hopping in for the next race as well at Suzuka.
Yeah, as long as my computer doesn't magically fix itself, yes.
Oh right, okay. So I'm just a secondary then, am I? Okay, I see how it is.
Hey, well, you're the one who said you didn't need me. I see how it is.
I mean, I didn't say I didn't need you. I just sort of said that it was easier in the RSS one because the races are shorter, so I don't have to talk as much. But yeah, if that's how you feel, Jeffrey, I totally understand. I mean, it could go both ways too. Either way,
boy.
with that, it has been a pleasure having you with me, and I hope for my own sake that you are here next week. If not, you can enjoy the race in Suzuka, and I'll have fun making fun of you. So, either way, thanks everyone for joining us on this one. Hopefully, it's been a bit entertaining. If not, hopefully you've turned it off before you've ended up turned to self-harm. Either way, it's been a pleasure to bring this one to you. And that's all for me from tonight. And Jeffrey, any closing words from you? I'm offering this chance to you now as well.
I'm just gonna say, come for the next one. Should be another good one. Suzuka. We're gonna see if it's a good mod track or not. And yeah, just come out next time.
Awesome.